calm down. We're doing a newscast here. Welcome, everyone. These are the individuals from the Monday Report.
Oh my God.
And
he's gonna keep going.
After a long day,
he's gonna do it.
Would you stop talking?
Oh my gosh.
After a long day of working on a Monday,
They can see your face.
I know. After a long day of working on a Monday, Nikolai G and Nelly.
Someone likes you.
Likes to celebrate.
I can't understand what.
With a happy cup of fuck that Monday shit, and we'd like to take it a little bit differently than how we usually do it. Now, we know there's news going on. We know that the debates just happened. But at the end of the day, when that goes off and there ain't shit on TV,
here we go.
The Mondays get late. And that's where we come in. It's your boy, Nikolai G. It's your girl, Nelly.
Hello.
And for the people that are out there, it's the TMR podcast. How y'all doing? You like the merch? That's how we doing it now. You like it? I
told you guys to see my face when he actually does the O's. It's disgusting. Someone loves him. This is the sad part.
Look. As much as that may be true, right now this is about us. This is about the fruition of Monday coming to another battle on YouTube. And maybe Spotify if I decide to steal the audio off this bitch.
But anyway, guys, welcome to Late Night Mondays. We finally recorded it. I'm so excited. And I have that fuck that Monday shit.
So, you're probably wondering who the fuck these people are.
Not us.
They're not us. But we checked this out now. Look, in the last podcast, I was telling you that the Monday needs a team. We need a squad to help us avert the struggle that is Monday, that follows us 5 times a week and then gives us a pregame just to give us one Saturday. The bullshit. I agree.
And we found a squad, at least some squad members.
We found some squad members that share our philosophy, our ideology, and they want to sit with us today and discuss the measures of this. So to my left, I have this individual here. She is a teacher by day, a drinker by night. But anyway, this is a friend of ours, met her in college, and we've kept this going. Aset, how are you today? And welcome to the Monday Report, aka the late edition.
Hello all.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Late Night Mondays.
We appreciate you. We have the new graduated, about to get out there and make things happen, change in the community. Dab on them, all right? Dominique.
My sister, guys.
The sis that we was talking about that got the round of applause. Dominique, how does it feel to be done with that motherfucking name school?
I'm feeling happy.
Exactly. All right, now let's get into this. Whew. I'm sorry. I wanted to keep that voice going on for a long time, but I just don't care no more.
Yeah, let's just cut that.
All right, so let's have some fun. Look, this is the Late Night Monday that we've been talking about, as we said, forever, but we're finally doing it. So enjoy yourself. As we take on this ride, we enjoy some drinks. You might see me reach behind myself real quick, take a pour. That's just what the fuck I do usually after the podcast is going on, and until we get video for our actual podcast, that's what I do when I'm talking to you.
So now when you guys hear that like drink pouring or the sip,
I leave it purposely to let you know I'm having a good time.
This is legit what we're doing while we do the podcast. So now that's Late Night Mondays. We have our drinks, we have our setup, which I have.
Yeah. Now, the point of Late Night Mondays is because after we talk Monday and Monday work things and how to get through a Monday. And as interesting as that is, we also know at a certain point, Monday's hours shift to the later part, and we like to just have some fun. So on this edition of the Monday Report, that is Late Night Mondays, we're going to dig a little bit deeper. We're just going to have some straight up fun, just those conversations that you would basically have when you've been drinking with the homies. And here I have 3 of my homies. Feeling like a pimp with 3 women next to me.
Oh my God.
Feeling real good right now, guys.
I'm always here.
Plus the drinks on. Yeah, but technically you're just one. If I have 3, it matters more. I love you too. So we are going to start this off with any weird confessions we would like to get off our chest. We want to dig into the nitty gritty. Now I know the Democrats are going off. Kamala Harris is killing Biden right now. And as interesting as that is, what's going on with you? I have a weird confession that I would like to share with you guys.
You want to go first? You sure?
I'll share mine.
Okay.
Now, I have a couple. And we will continue to bring more out of this so you can learn more about us as we get forward. So I'm going to give y'all the junior edition before I just get straight raunchy and real late, if you know what I'm saying.
You know what? I just can't.
You gotta live with it. That's
Just
what we do.
say your confession.
Yo. We're a confession about Nikolai G. Nikolai G don't give a fuck about cancel culture. Just the other day, Nikolai G was in front of the Chinese restaurant, picked up some fresh chicken and broccoli, going home to get some food. Saw a black family sitting outside. Little boy, little girl, happy dad, happy mom. I turned on Ignition Remix, and that's how I drove my way home, and I made sure it blasted. Everybody in the parking lot knew that I was down. This is the remix edition. Hopping fresh out the kitchen.
I feel like there's somebody that just turned this video off. Like, I can't believe that you're still doing R. Kelly.
You know what? I wish.
I feel like you made it worse because you mentioned the little boy and the little girl. No.
Look, I was leaving. There was no attempts. I don't need to follow the artist. I can follow the music.
Oh,
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I always wondered because that was a conversation. Like, can you separate the artist from his music?
100%. Look,
Sorry.
College Dropout will always be one of my most favorite albums. Late Registration 2. This new Kanye? Even Kanye came out with a song saying, I miss the old Kanye. So I understand the pain.
You know what? I feel like, you know what?
Why are you always bringing him
Sigh.
up?
Look, Kanye is a generational voice, bro. He's a genius.
It's like,
Who's
yeah, like,
that?
He's also very silly, but
I
you know.
can't take away old Kanye.
No, old Kanye is the best.
But it's like they're the same person. Like, yeah, like now he's kind of more like but he's not Kanye anymore. He's Kanye.
I feel like once he got with Kim.
Because that's why
No.
that's what they call him, by the way. It's Kanye.
He's Yeezus.
It's Yeezus.
Yeezus is a whole new entity. I'm
He's
not
a
ready to accept.
Kardashian.
That's a bit much
So you
for
should be
me.
happy.
Exactly.
Oh, he's a Yadashian?
I mean, it does
Or
serve
you
a
could
K.
call him the choice if you want to. If you feel comfortable.
He is
Oh
a
my
choice. You have a
goodness.
choice to play his old shit, or you
No,
have a
I
choice
don't.
to cancel it.
You will ever be canceled, and I want you to know that.
Wow.
The views of our guests do not reflect the views of the Monday Report.
Like, I don't cancel old Kanye at all. I just remember, like, I was telling Nikolai G, I think I said it on an old podcast, like, the last Kanye album I listened to and I won a bet off of was my Dark Twisted Fantasy. And the
Yeah,
bet at
I
work
can do
is everybody's like, oh, you know, I'm what do they say? I'm black in skin only.
Oh God.
So
They can't even just call you an Oreo.
oh no, it's like a whole thing, black in skin
Oh,
only.
you
okay.
tanned in oil. All right, see.
So I won 2 bets at work. Both of which they were like, oh, you're like the weirdest black girl I've ever met. Because I'll drive into work and I'll play Fall Out Boy, or I'll play like Panic at the Disco, or Disturbed, which is really underrated in our community. You guys should give Disturbed a listen.
Or,
Because it's Screamo without being super
I
Screamo.
mean, or
Anywho,
Lil Wayne just came back in my life, so.
So anyway. So I got 2 things that happened to me at work. You know, Cardi B came out with that stupid like okra.
Yeah.
So I got bet at work, and because I was like, I'm not doing it. So people were like, I bet you can't do it. So I was like, what's the bet? Like, I'll give you $20 if you do it. I was like, $20.
Yes.
Wait,
So
he
they-
bet you $20 to roll an R real quick?
But they thought I couldn't. So they thought I wouldn't. And so they're like, but you can't go to the bathroom. You can't go like look it up. You have to do it right here. So I was
Why
like,
would you go to the bathroom though?
I guess they thought I would YouTube it or something.
That's
And-
fine.
Oh, you gotta Google the mannerism?
yeah, like
Wow.
I would Google it or whatever. Like I hang out with people. So
Low key, whoever made this bet,
it was dumb.
yeah.
But I got $20.
Were
There
you
you
the
go.
teacher?
So they come up to my station and they're like, all right, man, you got to do it. And so everybody's standing around. Because like I said, I'm very poised at work. So I was like, well, where's the $20?
Right.
So they pull it out.
Damn, she said money first. Yo,
That's what
she
you
might
gotta
have
do.
learned a little something from Cardi from back in the day. You know what
That's
I'm
how
saying?
So I said, where's the money? They showed it. So I said, so that $20 is mine, right? And they were like, yeah. I was like, okay.
Oh.
So then the second one was, they were talking about Kanye back in the day, and I'm not a big rap person, but I did have some rap albums. So, somebody said, other than a single that Kanye came out with, if I could rap a Kanye verse, I would get $40.
Oh. I'm gonna need them to push.
Damn, they
these
really
shit.
had no faith in you. Though.
None, like,
yo.
none.
Fix up a little bit.
Because
so
mind you,
can get
when I
some
leave
money.
work, I'm playing like Taylor Swift, or I'm playing like Ariana Grande. I love.
I can't.
I heart Ariana Grande.
can't
Look, I ain't gonna front. I'm a big Lucius Graham fan.
Or
play
I
him
drive
every
in-
day.
You know he's not bad.
His group is not bad yet.
Sorry,
Shout out to
y'all.
Copenhagen. Denmark, I'm coming for you.
Sorry, y'all.
But I also don't like the fact that people try to like put black people in a box. I can listen to whatever I want.
Sure can.
So, I was like, okay, I'm not super into Kanye, but I was messing with this guy right when my Dark Twisted Fantasy came out. So I do know I used to work out to Hell of a Life, so I know the entire song. So again, I said it can't be. I made sure I wasn't tricking anyone. I made sure that I laid the terms out there, and they said okay. Said it just can't be a single, correct? Said it can't be a single. It can't be something that came on the radio.
Okay.
Oh, you should hit him with Blame Game a little bit.
I don't
That's
know.
my shit. Oh, okay.
So I rapped one verse of Hell of a Life, watched this guy's whole eyes turn into saucers, and dropped $40.
Hey, you was you know that was low key his way of spitting game though.
That's
He's like, you know what? You just got sexier. Hell yeah.
Free
Next
money.
week, watch what happens when I bring out 100.
Free money.
If he actually pulled out 100, I would have.
Free money.
Oh, what you about to do? Anyway.
Over it.
I'd have rapped the Eminem verse because I do know most of his songs.
I love Eminem.
Okay.
Who
All
doesn't
right.
love them?
So what about? All right. So that's me.
Right.
Is there another weird confession?
Well, I guess my weird confession is like being. No, I mean it's not a weird confession. It's just having black tendencies when I'm not supposed to. But I guess I just kind of revealed that one.
Is that really weird or is that what?
Word?
I don't know.
Like,
See, people.
Wait.
This is how I look at Nelly when she starts talking. You understand now? Okay.
Fine. My
It's
weird
not
confession isn't that weird.
Okay.
Well, it's weird to certain people. So to be fair,
okay, like your work
Alright.
friends that like don't actually know you.
my
That's a little
no,
weird.
my work friends that think that black only exists in this small spectrum of black.
Yeah, so the weird black work friends that like don't actually know you.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's why they're work friends. Work friends don't matter because they're just there because I get a paycheck. As soon as the paycheck stops.
Like you guys
everything
would
stops.
know never to bet me on stuff like
Why
that.
would I? Why
No.
would I? Why would I?
I'm not
The
gonna
funny thing is,
It's
Nikolai
not
G
even
would
normal.
Nikolai G would bet me
No,
and then
wouldn't.
not give me the money.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't bet you.
Oh,
You hang out with me enough that I know you heard it.
That's that would be the hope.
And I learned pretty quickly.
So anybody else?
All right, my weird confession, which is really not that weird, but you know how people snort when they laugh.
Urkel?
Yeah, fine, Urkel.
That's the only one I know.
Fine. I have asthma, so I snort when I laugh really, really hard. Like I can't breathe. Obviously, that's a thing.
Guys,
Learned
And
the more
apparently
liquor
it
you
gets
put in.
worse when I drink liquor. Who knew?
yeah, guys, we've been kind of hanging out here before we finally decided to turn on the camera, and yeah, I'm gonna make this a personal goal to let you experience what I have. So,
Now, mind you, it's not like we didn't know each other in college, and it's not like this is not a
oh,
this
facts,
isn't a new thing.
facts.
It's
But
not
I gotta
new.
share
But
with
he was
the
like,
world.
Yeah, but our listeners need to know.
We'll see. I'm gonna try to hold it back because I need to like maintain some decorum here. Try
Word.
not to.
All right. So, one thing that I wanted to discuss with y'all.
Oh Lord.
Ah.
I know what it is.
Where's the warning? Okay, guys. Now that it's late, I want to talk to you. I want to just get real with you about something.
Listen.
Okay.
Could we talk
Yeah.
about this about like
We have, because we actually have a friend of ours right now. And we like to take, real world experiences because we believe people go in with these shits. So I have a friend right now who unfortunately got scorned in her situation. And now she's on her I don't give a fuck. And if I were to see her on the streets and not know her, I would call her a name, but because I know her, I don't want to disrespect. I think you
He
guys
would call
can
her a
guess-
bitch.
I would call her a thought. That what?
Oh, I
What
was
the
about to
fuck?
say that. I was like,
Goddamn!
come on,
Like,
man.
Oh, I thought it was bitch.
no.
I was just working on savagery a little bit, like just
No.
a little. No, not
I mean,
even-
savage.
I was going for bitch.
She's having a city girl last summer.
Oh,
All
she
right.
ratchet.
Oh, a
Alright.
bitchy thought.
I wouldn't
Because
call her
that's,
bitchy.
that's
Like, I
honestly what I call city
You
girls.
said-
Like,
I wouldn't call it attitude. I just call it college me. Okay.
See, I love how girls get with city girls like,
But it's like those visas.
Or
Yeah.
nah. All right.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna sing it because it's too.
So I do have to ask a question because I mean this is happening to her, and we're at this certain age, right? Now, if she's gonna go forward with this lifestyle, if she goes bad, is she gone forever? Do you guys believe that? If she goes bad, is there a way that she can come back and be that wholesome girl that tried before that situation
I
hit
believe,
her spirit?
I believe anyone could go back, but like I feel like people need to understand, especially for females. Although discredit it for dudes because I've seen dudes that it happened to as well, where I completely understand putting your all into something and watching that person that you put everything into destroy it all.
Lord.
And it's like as much as people will say that's not everyone. It's really hard to wrap your mind because you trusted this person, so how do I know you won't do it or you won't do it? And it's not fair, but it's just at this point I don't give a fuck about what you tell me because he told me that. I don't give a damn what you promised me. He promised me that. So you know what? Fuck all you motherfuckers.
Damn.
And I mean, like, that's literally like the train of thought. Like, fuck you.
So you're gonna put everybody in the loop?
Everyone. Because why? I'm not attached to you now. Now if you do something stupid.
Look.
You gotta do the Beyonce
Like,
boy
literally.
bye.
Like, boy, bye. Or like, Betty, you didn't want to come over tonight? Oh, that's fine. What you mean? Oh, boy number, you still here? Oh, somebody else is coming.
You going to the left me?
Yeah, like,
I mean, you're not
I called you old. I like that.
Anyway.
It's just kind of like, I don't think anybody that gets played or something happens to them, they're gone forever. But you have to give that person a natural time to get over it. Because they might meet someone that breaks through that. They might meet someone that breaks through that shield that they made. But when they make it, it's because that person got hurt so badly that they don't want to feel that ever again. So this is easier. Keeping you at a distance is easier than letting you back in and letting you do what someone else that I trusted did.
Ooh.
Facts.
Okay.
I have a very long story, but I'm gonna keep that short.
You could have read it.
No, I'm gonna keep it short because I have definitely been played so many times. And from that, I decided, you know what, savagery all the way. And at this particular point, now that I am in a committed relationship for over 2 years, because that's like that's a big deal. Like over 2 years is a big deal in this community, in this world. Like right now, over 2 years, boop. All right. So in either case, that's a big deal. Now, granted, you have trust issues because like that's life. Like it happens because you got to kind of like get over what you've been through. And normally, if you're with the right person, they kind of understand because they've been through something too.
Yeah.
So they're gonna try to, you know, help you and you help them and like, but like it's not like a active thing. It's more of just I'm gonna prove that I'm different.
Okay.
Type of business. But because I've been hurt so severely, my trust issues are really like heavy. Like it's really heavy. Like I've had somebody legitimately, God help me, they got married behind my back and had somebody knocked up. So
Was it the same person?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Did he at least get the person he married knocked up?
That's what I asked.
Okay.
The same person?
I thought it was the two directions.
No.
Like,
That's why I asked to say that. I was like, was it the same person?
Well, it was his,
Wait a
his
minute.
ex-girlfriend. I mean, God rest his soul, because he's not with us anymore. It wasn't. It had nothing to do with me.
I mean,
Nothing to do with me.
You sure?
I'm not incriminating myself. I'm not incriminating myself.
Jerry,
Nothing to do with me. His heart stopped in the
No,
bed. That's nothing to do with me.
That's not Jerry. That's D.A.
No, he had a heart attack or something. I don't know, but that was way after me.
Now I don't want to be mean or anything because he's dead, but
Way after me.
There's sometimes karma will come.
You see what I'm saying? And anyway, that's me. But fact of the matter is that
It's
you
something
don't go and like knock up your ex and then have a girlfriend that you've been with for a while and then you marry that ex because you think it's the right thing to do because you knocked them up and you still don't tell your girlfriend. So now your girlfriend is actually the other woman, even though she was the one that was with you at that time. So, you know, you recover from that kind of hard. So you still have savagery in you like years upon years later. So right now I'm still dealing with the fact that there's definite savagery in my life, but I have a mate.
relationship.
So it's like that savagery is like, it's almost like putting like, no savagery, come back.
Pull it back.
Come back.
All day.
Not him. He didn't do it. He didn't do
No,
it.
right? It's like, all right, different person. Is
Well, like
that
from a male
different
perspective,
person.
though. Like,
Yeah. No, I mean, first off, damn. I would love to read the book, see the movie, to that shit.
Tell me,
Like,
like,
yo.
I was gonna go.
That's gonna be
I was
hard.
gonna go on my savagery moment, but you jumped on that.
Telenovela.
All right.
That's my issue.
It's okay. I tell my students that cautionary tale so they know boundaries.
Shit'll break your heart.
Do what they need to do
And they
to
still
make
won't
sure that
listen.
they're
It's
all
just-
good. I mean, they won't.
You
But I
gotta
love them.
learn to get your
and-
heart broken.
It's true.
Yeah. Now I will say for like myself. Now Nelly, you can attest to this. When we went to high school together. When I was in high school, I was.
Sorry. That no, only because I'm not laughing at you.
Yes, you are. But
That, no, that girl. She ain't know it.
she ain't shit. I know. So back then.
No, because I can tell you why.
Yeah.
Let me.
Now
wait,
I was
do it? Cause I feel like it would be so much
I got
better.
you. I got you. You can fill in the blank. Now, and back then, I was a completely different person. I tried real hard to be the guy in the Notebook with the flowers and the chocolate.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Wait.
I was nice as
I
fuck.
wish you
Yeah.
would tell me.
What Nikolai was that?
Please?
I'd love to know.
Can I start and you finish? Because I really want you guys to understand, like, Nikolai G was created because of people like this girl.
That's amazing because I didn't know that.
Can
when
I
we hit
please?
college?
If you must. Oh, pre-college?
I didn't know that.
I was
when we
a
hit
hold on.
college.
College was the result.
Adorable.
College was the
Can I?
result.
Oh, you went through a me
Okay,
type of
can I?
savagery stage.
Okay.
Please.
So let me tell you guys how I met Nikolai G. Nikolai G and I have been friends since high
But
school.
Nikolai G had taste before this all goes down.
Oh.
That bitch was bad.
I didn't
Like,
say
yo.
name.
Preface this.
So, okay. So let me tell you guys how I met Nikolai G. I was in my honors science classes.
She had to throw that in.
But
Honors, dog. All right.
damn, I worked hard.
As you should.
I worked hard. Like,
You right. Advanced Regents Diploma. Holla at New Yorkers.
ooh. So I was in a class with, I won't say her name because we won't disrespect her. Nikolai G's ex-girlfriend. So
Not a couple X's in there, but.
I mean, I'm not gonna say all. So anyway, so I'm talking to her, and she's like, "Yeah, I got a boyfriend," and she said it like so nonchalantly that I'm like, "Do you like him?" Like, and she's like, "Yeah, like he's okay," and I'm like, "That's not how you should." Okay, so then, and this is why I'm telling you guys, like, it's gonna sound corny, but Nikolai G was so sweet. So he
He's a
would.
nice guy.
Back in the day.
So back in the day, we were in this class together. So her and another girl were dating Nikolai G and another guy at the school.
Oh goodness.
Shout out Sonic, you my nigga.
Yeah, Sonny.
Oh.
Sonny.
I was like, wait, I know him too.
Okay. So it was Sonny and Nikolai G, but I hadn't met Nikolai G. I had met Sonny through another friend of mine. So when Sonny showed up to the door, I'm like waving to Sonny, and then Nikolai G didn't have facial hair. He was like the cutest little face. Because he looked like a baby face. And so we had like the 3 window doors, and Nikolai G would stick his head in and like wave and blow kisses to his girlfriend. It was so sweet.
Cute.
And he would walk her to the different classes. So he would always show up to our class and then walk her to her next class.
Straight
Adore.
gentleman
He
swag,
was
y'all.
so sweet.
Adored.
Adored. Super adored. So, like, even when we would walk out, even though he would meet up with the group of us, he would always walk her to her bus. It was super sweet.
That's very cute.
So this girl acted like, oh, okay. Like, she literally acted like none of this mattered. Like,
She
pretty much gave no fucks. And I remember I would ask her, like, why are you dating him if you don't like him? And she's like, well, he likes me. So I figured I was just...
Oh, I was that person in high school.
So,
Oh no.
but if you met her, like, you would think she was the sweetest girl.
Mm-hmm.
But Nikolai G, like, I will say, Nikolai G was doing everything he was supposed to. He was doing everything to the book. Like, if I had dated him in high school, it would be exactly what I'd want. Walk me to class, hold my hand,
Super cute.
everything.
Gentleman.
Super cute. And then, like, he had the little baby face. He was so cute.
You really got it.
You
Guys, my
gotta
face
do
was
this.
as clean as homeboy right here.
It sure
alright?
was. And
Yo.
then you had that fro thing going on, too.
Yeah, that's
Still
what-
with the fro.
No. That was before. That was my first batch, and then I think I had just undid my.
But it had
braids or
grown,
something.
too. It was pretty nice.
Yeah.
It was a nice little fro going.
Because I used to
sorry.
let it breathe a little bit, because my braids, he was like, that bitch is.
I hated it with the braids, though. But I love the fro.
Shit, the braids was the best way
I
to
hated
just sit
those
down.
braids.
Anyway, after this situation that happened, basically,
So anyway.
she fucked with me. I said, all right, no problem. Somewhere in there, I dated her best friend. So Karma's a bitch. Holla at your boy.
I still can't believe you pulled that
I
off.
was surprised at myself, but
I won't say her name either, but you went from like don't care to cuckoo.
yeah. But I will say, see, from that point of view, like I was the gentleman,
She
and
didn't
then
fuck what you were.
yeah, she didn't give a fuck about me. That's cool. Even the last one that I dated in high school, like we ended up going our separate
I
ways,
didn't know
but
that one.
you didn't know that one. You graduated already, but she ended up messing with me. So by the time I got to college, I was like,
But you can understand why
Okay.
he got that way because he was nice to be
Okay.
straight.
Yeah.
It's really
That's how-
nice to know some backstory because it's not like I didn't know him in college. And
Yeah.
in college,
But you have to
totally
understand.
Boy,
You know what threw me off? Sorry. You know what threw me off? Because we had disconnected in college. I was still close with I was still close to Jada,
Mm.
but
Shout out to Jada, goddamn Mondays.
So Jada would tell me things, and I'd be like,
See, I still know these people.
Why, can't
That's
Nikolai
crazy.
G?
I know too many people.
and he would tell me, and I'd be like, no, seriously, who the fuck are you talking about? Like Nikolai G, like because I still knew him from high school.
Mm.
The sweet little guy that would tell me that my tits were big, like that
Oh
guy.
my god.
I call him
So
how I see him.
Oh,
So- then when I reconnected with him, and then I met his now girl,
Mhm.
and I was like, thank God I didn't go to UHart, because I would have laughed the
You
fuck
would've
Yeah.
out.
all
I would
day,
have. The thing is,
every
I would
day.
have never ruined it because I would have let him do him.
Right.
But he would have never came to my fucking dorm with that
Of
shit.
course not.
Yeah.
No, he would have been all around you. Like, it
Yeah.
would have been like the
Yeah,
people
like,
that
and
you
then-
knew.
The people you
Exactly.
And the people
Yeah.
that they knew that
Exactly.
they knew.
So, but
Yeah.
I would have never ruined his game. I would have never done that to him.
Yeah.
But he would have came to me, and I'm like, look at your little
Yeah,
funky ass.
but,
eye."
but the point of this story is, fuck y'all.
He was so-
In summation.
Yeah, in summation, I
He
had
was
to,
that
yeah,
sweet.
I had to go through. I was a sweet guy.
Super cute.
I had some girls that said fuck my life, and I was like, okay. And then I realized at that single moment that nice guys actually do finish last, and the assholes prevail in the world. So I
I
changed
feel
my
like
whole
that's
approach.
not true.
Is that fully true?
No, it is all right. I know you guys don't want to admit this,
No,
but at that age group,
That was true.
maybe not for you, in that age group, I realized that I caught more flies with shit than I did with honey.
Well, damn.
well, the thing about it is, again, I knew, like, I purposefully did not go for certain guys. Like, I didn't like any guys on the football team.
Yeah.
I didn't like
a
any guys in the
reputation.
basketball.
Like, it
Well,
was
two
gonna-
things. One, I was a loser. I was a dork. I'm not. I can say it out loud. I was a dork. I was in the honors classes, and I ate in the library, and I was scared to get bullied. Like, I was that dork, so I
That's
never
so cute.
wanted the jock. Or one, I doubted they would want me, or if they did want me, it was literally just to sleep with me and then move on.
Boo!
We went to Corn Dog High. That's all we knew.
Yeah. Like,
Boo!
so like my lunches were spent in the library, or because I was scared to go to the cafeteria because either I had no one to sit. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
Mm.
Or I would be like in the classroom doing projects, or whatever. So whatever. But I will say, like, I knew Nikolai G back then, and he was such a, like, even though he still had his little slick mouth, he was such a sweetheart that when I reconnected with him when he was in college, like,
You were just confused.
okay, so I can't say Nikolai G girl's name on camera, but
You want to call her Girl X or something? Like, I don't know.
I just
like,
always say Nikolai G's girl.
Oh, that's too much work.
Well, look, it is what it is. I can't say her name.
Misty.
Like,
I
oh, by
already
the way, you're not allowed to say
Don't
you're
do
not
that, 'cause
allowed to
that's my
speak
last.
of the special announcement until he announced.
take care of the females part, and I can have a good ass time.
Manifestation.
Becoming
Okay.
an amazing networker as I am.
Well, still, since we're not saying Nikolai G girl's name,
We
she
not.
ain't going nowhere. So
She's one of my favorite people. in
I
the
love
world.
her. She's one of my best friends.
She could do better, but she's one of my favorite people.
Woo! Wait, shots fired.
Hatred has a lot of colors.
Anywho, listen.
One of them is all of them is
You
in your
know I
fan right
love
now.
you.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I
Anywho.
love you.
Back to what we were saying.
Yeah, so can you bring
So-
a good person back? I think you could, because I feel like I've come back from being hurt to being a complete, utter great networker of the female population.
Wow, that's what you're calling
Yes,
it?
I was networking.
Okay.
Met a lot of people, learned a lot of things.
Mind you, cut off the whole discovery of how I learned that, by the way.
You right, whatever you call it. All right, now.
You, like,
Because of that,
Mm.
I went, and I feel like I was able to come back. But I think coming back will take the right person to influence you
Yes.
to even want to come back.
Absolutely.
That's true.
That's
I feel like if you get
100%.
hurt, it always takes someone
Word.
but it's always gonna take someone that sees you
Right.
for what you are and dig past
Right.
that
That is
hurt, and that
100%.
they have to dig through that shield
Facts.
because you built it for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, somebody hurt you. Hell, and but only because I do believe in redemption, it might actually be in some cases the person that made you build the wall in the first place. It could not be. It ultimately ends up being that person has to be willing to put up with the walls you've built and knock them down. And it's just, especially in this culture, it's so rare to see someone that's willing to put in the work to
Facts.
do that. Because everybody wants to be, and I learned that especially watching, like, my two sisters and her friends.
Oh my God,
Everybody wants to be the person that's fiend over,
Right.
Yup.
but nobody wants to be the person fiending.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Well, men aren't allowed to fiend, or else we're labeled as thirsty.
There's that.
But then there's women that are like, I'm not putting all that in there for you to like. Everybody wants to be savage, and I hate it. I can't stand it.
I'm sorry, but there's even that saying where people, and I hate this saying, and I don't necessarily like, it's proved to be very true, but it's also like not cool, where the person that cares the least has the most power in the relationship, and it's like, but why is that a thing?
I don't.
Where it's like that concept to me has always been like, because I'm a Capricorn, and like Capricorns,
Satisfied.
yes. Capricorns, once we love you, we whatever. Once we
Well,
love
it's actually
you,
cool that we're not actually far in birthdays. Like it literally, the way we're sitting.
Oh
right
yeah,
now,
that's right.
Because Scorpio,
yeah.
Sag, Capricorn is actually not that
Yeah,
bad.
all right, cool.
once we love you, like we really love you, and we're gonna
Like,
fall hard.
We love you hard.
That
Yeah,
can't be the same because
Yes.
I love hard.
It's
So, like,
insane.
I mean, there, I'm a Scorpio moon, so like that's a thing. But beyond that,
In other words, she nasty, y'all.
oh,
That's what it means,
First of all,
Scorpio.
Scorpio, not
Well.
all Scorpios are.
we're
If,
emotional.
if you're a Scorpio and not nasty, you're a waste of a
we
Scorpio.
are emotional.
You're probably that
Scorpio
in between
moves.
sign that happens like the 12 days in between
I will
Sag
not
and
speak on what I am. I just know my bedroom life.
Yeah, that weird ass shit. Yeah, you're that.
My bedroom life is fine. So anywho,
Beyond that, beyond it all.
Alright, go.
Beyond it all, the fact of the matter is that it doesn't make sense to me that you can't like show someone how lovey-dovey you are and then have that person return it all the time, because that person might be like, okay, they're doing a little too much, maybe they're too clingy, whatever else,
And it
could be
bothers
mistaken
me.
as clingy when it's really not clingy. It's more me being affectionate, and you should know my love language and I should know yours.
Ooh, love language. Love that book. It is a good book.
Yeah,
I'm
Shit,
glad
that.
you read it.
Love that shit. That's why I'm in the situation I am.
All
That shit
right.
put a lot of things in perspective.
Remember that, y'all.
Yo, 5 love languages, y'all. Representation of the Monday Report. Speaking of that, forgot the author's name, but you should endorse this.
I don't remember the name either.
Yeah, we're gonna be alright. But anyway, but I will say, alright, so as crazy as it is, if you go good, I mean if you're good and then you go bad, obviously in there you're gonna end up doing some savage things, right? You're gonna have some issues, you're gonna have some different relationships with people. So what I'm saying is, if you were to continue with that, there's gonna be some people that you're gonna end up ghosting on, they're gonna end up ghosting on you. Like, why the fuck do we do that shit? Because that can hurt, that can mess with people's psyches. In fact, that can lead to some people end up going bad. So why do we do that shit? And one, did we always do this shit, or is this because...
I feel like ghosting has always been. It can't be new.
I think it's a new name
It's
for
a
it.
new name for
Yeah,
it.
we can
It's
describe it
almost
now.
like and only because it literally clicks in. I have always been saying wildin'. I've been saying wildin' forever.
I still feel
So-
like you're saying it wrong,
Wildin'.
What's it again?
Wow.
I don't know. I still feel like you're saying it wrong when you say it.
I'm
Is
definitely
it
not
not?
wildin'. I know how I'm saying it.
Is it
Willing.
not? Oh my god.
Anyway, so
Wilding.
okay, so when the Central Park 5 thing came out,
Oh,
No,
way
I
to
can't.
take it deep.
and the
Goddamn.
police were saying
I can't.
wilding.
They were.
I was like, yo,
I'm like-
are you were you saying wilding when they would say they was wilding?
They were wilding.
They were wilding in the park. So
That's
when they was
what
like,
they're doing.
so when they said they were wilding in the park, I was like, yo, that word isn't even new.
It's not.
So yeah, so when I was watching like the Central Park 5 thing and they were like, the kids were wilding in the park, I was like, you mean wilding? Yo, that was a word back in 1989. I
No,
wasn't even born
it
yet.
wasn't.
First off, can we not talk about you not being born in 1989? Great.
Tail end.
I guess
you're
we'll
right.
talk about that later.
I was born at the end of 90. I would say it.
I was born the tail end of 89.
I was there for the full year. I was there for the full year.
Yeah. But anyway, as far as ghosting goes, like,
ghosting had to have had a
I
name
mean-
beforehand. And we'd have to speak to like an OG person.
to be honest, I don't think we called anything. I'm just like, I'm
Like,
dipping
oh,
out
you
on
just
you.
did.
I'm
Yeah,
done.
like you
You
did.
just stopped talking to the person and like you ignore them.
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything further than that.
I
I'm sure
think-
our
I think-
parents did it. Like
Yeah, like I don't think ghosting was ever. I think ghosting's
It became
been
a
happening.
thing.
It just
Yeah.
became a thing.
yeah.
I think, ghosting, I think came prominent when American Online was introduced because now you
Why
can
you
call
have to
me
say America Online?
AOL, whatever.
Thing, like, come on.
Whatever.
I mean, that's
because it got
what it's called.
introduced
We all
where
had our
you can
free
call
names.
me, but screw you, I'm using the internet as
AIM
we
and
speak.
whatnot.
So you don't get on AIM and holla at your boy, and I probably had you blocked because I'm
With the
ghosting.
statuses. And
Ooh,
such.
oh, the away statuses. Ooh, you had to have a good away.
Oh, you had to
status.
have a whole.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mine is always a good song.
You had to have a good
lyrics.
song lyrics. Yeah.
inspirational quotes.
And now that we've
etc.
aged ourselves.
Now that we've aged ourselves and our
You're right. I
inspirational
was there
quotes.
when 3.0 came out. You was hype as hell when 4.0 they announced it. They said that you let a little disc in the mail, bruh.
Our-
I never got on MSN Messenger though. That
Nah, I
I
ain't fuck
never
with that
used.
shit. I ain't
No,
fuck with
no.
that shit, no.
Our inspirational quotes are now our captions for our IG page.
Yes, very much
But I
so.
feel like in my generation, like
Come on, man.
No.
Yo, hold on.
Leave
You about to
me-
age- you about to age this out. Go ahead.
Listen, wait for me.
Now go ahead.
but in our generation, like ghosting, like it feels like you're being annoyed, like when you keep talking to somebody and it's like, oh my god, this person.
But then I feel like but nobody wants to deal with the blowback. Or like, it's almost how I feel about dating nowadays, where nobody wants to be an asshole. Or nobody wants to be labeled as an asshole. But everybody wants to do asshole shit. Like,
Okay.
you want to do asshole shit, but then be like, but I'm not an asshole because I answered you.
Right.
But you answered me like an asshole. But I answered
I
you.
answered you with the
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Like
like,
the
I want you
K.
to text me in 2 seconds.
Okay. All right. So let me get this real quick, because there's two generations that we talking about. Because
We
y'all
are-
basically the same.
Sort of not.
Dude, we're
We're
all
not
the same
that
generation.
far.
She's
Well,
doing
our
it
three's the
differently.
same. She's not.
Yeah,
Okay. So what I'm saying. All right. So what would make you ghost somebody?
Like,
She thinking about some 3 people she ghosted just yesterday. Like, yo.
You have to.
it just stopped talking. Like, I would just like,
But why would you ghost them?
Why would you do it?
because they're just annoying me.
Just too far?
So what
they,
is?
they spitting game and it's just not working?
No, I just get annoyed and then I just block you.
But you're not interested because you would never ghost someone you actually like.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair
So
enough.
why not just tell them you're not interested?
Yeah,
Like,
why
what
not?
makes you
It's
not
too
want to
much
tell them?
work.
That's too much work?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to be a dick.
Mm.
So it's not about their feelings. It's about the fact
It's
that you
about
don't
your
care.
feelings at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't want to
That's
feel like
actually
I'm being
interesting.
negative, so therefore I'll just not be around.
Right.
Can't be negative if you're not around.
Right. Oh, thank you.
Like I feel like there we
Yeah.
go, king meme.
Hey, think about it.
But that's how I feel.
Oh, I feel like that's so cowardly though. Like
And men do it too. So
that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
No, I will say that. I mean, look,
like
men
you,
do it too.
You talk to a girl, right?
Yup.
And a girl is
One
like,
time.
like if a girl is like, how would you, like a girl's like talking to you, would you ever like ghost her because like she's like really annoying, or you just
I ain't gonna front. There's been a girl in my life that has been like, we've done what we did, but once it was over, she started talking to me and telling me about herself, and I realized I'm 100% uninterested in everything you have to say at this point in time.
But I feel like don't ghost
But-
that person. Tell them you're not. Because you wanna know why? Okay. Here's
Like-
the
worst.
here's the flip side of ghosting that I feel like is just really unnecessary. You ghosted this person, right? Assuming that this person will now understand that you not answering them means you're not interested. Where if this person's interested in you, they might. I've seen girls do it. Well, they'll be like, maybe he didn't get it. Maybe his phone's not. Like now you have to keep dealing with
Now
this
you're
person
internalizing
constantly
that.
hitting you
Look,
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where you could have just ended it right then and there. Be an asshole.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what I could do? I could also just save you on my phone as do not answer.
Babe, you're like the sweetest person ever.
Yeah.
In general.
We ain't got time like that.
So like, let's just talk. Like I've ghosted people. You know. Let's.
I just feel like tell people the truth. What's the entire point?
My,
I can
my
just treat
thing
you like
is-
spam. Like
No, my thing is
Wow.
I'm gonna ghost you with a warning, and the warning is always the preface to the ghost. It's just straight up like, sorry, bruh, didn't like blank, and then done.
But that's different. I'm cool with that. What I'm talking about is the ghosting where it's
oh, you
like,
mean where it just
you
tapers
just
off,
drop
like
off
you just
the face
don't
of the
know
plane.
why?
Yeah.
exactly.
I just don't want to
Yeah.
hurt your feelings. So
But it, but you
Oh,
think
I don't care
ghosting
about
hurts
but
feelings.
ghosting
Ghosting
hurts
hurts
feelings. Like ghosting
Yeah.
hurts feelings more than
Yeah.
at least the thing is like, and as a teacher, I feel like you can appreciate this. I like constructive criticism.
Yes.
What about me did you not like?
Hashtag feedback. Also,
Oh,
there's gonna be a certain point where I don't respect you enough to care about why you like.
I
I
mean,
don't
you
need
said that like
feedback.
Shakespeare. A moment to
No,
care.
no, I don't to care.
To question.
I'm a teacher. But no, I like there's that part where you're very like we're very new into talking in that situation, and again, this is before I was taken, so whatever.
She
But-
won't ghost you, fam. Today.
She will ghost you today.
Come on, guys. Anyway, the fact of the matter is that like, you know, people if I don't like I haven't really known you that long for me to really gain some sort of respect for you, and it's normally even in the generation that I'm in, you hit one of my straight deal breakers, and I'm not because of pre whatever savagery a set, I'm
Mhm.
sitting here like, I don't really want to deal with this, and I don't know if this is the right path for me. So I think it's better if I remove myself from dealing with you. And when I'll do that, it won't just be I'm just gonna stop talking to you and just ignore you, but I'm gonna tell you this is not cool, or this is my deal breaker, and then I just stop talking to you. So whenever you ignore me, I'm sitting here like, I already warned you and I already told you what the deal was.
Okay.
So maybe it's a little bit different
Now,
than
question:
regular
how
ghosting.
soon should you ghost somebody though? Because
Depends.
granted, if we just starting off in the first 3 months, I'm still technically. I feel like anything there's a 90-day probationary period at least. I'm still
What are
getting
you,
to know
Steve
you.
Harvey? Right? 90 days.
Look, you gotta give me some time. All right, I don't know you. What worked for the last chick I messed with may not work for you. So I'm saying, like, how quick will you ghost me before, like, do I have a probationary period? Do I have an opportunity to
If
make
the,
up
I
for the
feel like if
ghosting?
the conversation goes dead, like for
Right.
example, hi,
What are you doing?
what are you doing? Oh, my favorite. So
Ew.
you're not gonna like when I'm like, oh yeah, I have to do something. Oh, so you're not gonna do it with me?
Oh,
Oh.
are you paying?
But you know
Like,
what?
what's happening?
You know what I also
Sorry.
find funny? It literally depends on how much that girl is feeling you. Because I've seen it at work. Where I've seen two dudes where I literally told my friend, and I would not call her out. I love her though. I love you, girl. We were talking about it actually last week. When I called her out, I was like, there's a dude now she's talking to. The only difference between the two dudes is one is sexy as shit. Like, he's sexy. The other guy was okay.
Okay.
So they did the exact same things.
Mhm.
The dude that she blew off, everything about him annoyed her.
Mm.
The sexy one though was doing the exact same things and everything he does.
Oh, so it was all about his.
Yeah, because I feel like
Mm.
it's almost like your looks give you a pass. Like if you think someone's super cute, you will put up with that foolishness. Like
That's
some
how you
people-
get great
some
at
people-
networking.
Some people.
valid.
Because it's like a really sexy guy can do the exact same thing that a normal looking person did.
Right.
But it's almost like when people make fun of 50 Shades of Grey. Whereas if
I was
Christian
just
Grey
watching
wasn't
that.
rich,
Right.
he'd be a stalker.
Yes.
But because he's rich, it's cute.
and like a masochist and crazy, and you'd be like, no, sir, no, thank
But
you.
because he's
But
a
because
billionaire,
Yep.
it's cute now.
Yep. I just watched, what is that, 50 Shades Freed or whatever that was?
I do
enjoy
The
that.
last one.
I did
That was
enjoy the
last
sound.
Yo, first
Soundtrack
off,
for that, though.
can I say
one.
something
Read
real
all 3
quick?
books, but
50 Shades of Grey ain't got shit on Nymphomaniac.
That movie was intense.
It wasn't.
That movie was intense. But that's not
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh,
Watch
go see
Go
that
watch
shit.
it.
Put 50
Nymphomaniac.
Shades of Grey to
shame.
shame.
But I will not ruin it. But
Okay.
that has nothing to do with this. The reason I brought up 50 Shades is, again, it's like the contrast. What Dominique brought up.
Mhm.
That, oh, if you say something like, you're not going to do it with me. I've literally seen girls that'll see that with a regular looking dude and be like, oh, whatever.
But I
But
mean,
then when the dude is super cute,
okay. But I mean, it could be a couple of things in there. So, I mean, granted, like, for whatever reason, y'all gonna ghost. For whatever reason, I'm gonna ghost. Mostly it's because myself,
you lost interest.
it's not that I lost interest. One, there's little pet peeves that I have. And when you hit those pet peeves enough,
You
I'm
lost
probably just gonna, you gotta go. One thing, I don't like people that talk way too much. Like, that just fucks with my psyche. And after a while, I'm so
But you
bored
don't
by
like
you
people that
that
don't talk enough. You have that weird thing.
there's a middle ground.
Yeah, like you don't
Everybody
like
that
people
knows
that don't talk
there
enough.
is a middle ground, all right, and you know it.
that's valid. That's
yeah.
valid.
But I will say that. So, all right, so we ghosted for my reason. We talk too much. For y'all reason, they get annoying. Apparently, why when you gonna do that with me?
Deal
I just want to
breakers.
spend time with you. Damn, y'all like.
But like I said, it
Deal
also
breakers.
depends on my interest level.
Have you
Interest
ever?
level, deal breakers.
Now, have you ever just stopped messing with somebody just because of like appearance wise, like how they look?
No,
I would never start.
I would never start.
Or you never start?
I think the only
Sorry.
time I and I don't even think it was ghosting.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh.
Oh.
What? Somebody rolls their hand like,
All right.
But
I
mind you,
mean,
she did like
uh-huh.
on slide like,
Okay, sis. I want to hear about
Oh, I'm the only one. I'm the only one. All right. Like,
this. I want to hear about this.
Go ahead.
this is gonna get weird, but okay.
In college.
All right,
Oh,
college
see,
is
college
the
do it.
thing. Yep.
See, college was with the bullshit.
College
There's weird
would be-
rules
But
in
I feel
college.
like in college rules are different.
Rules
Exactly.
are
like,
100%
rules are
different
different in
They
college.
are. They
Like,
are.
college is the epitome
Like,
of hookup culture
I feel
because
like you
we're
have to
still
find,
trying
like,
to
a-
figure shit out.
You have to
Right.
find like a certain man, like quality.
But I also feel like in college, no one's like except for certain people that met their
Such and
fiancés
such.
in college.
You know.
other
That's
than
like
those
a
people,
dream. That's like a fairy tale
I know.
situation. I don't know.
but other than that, I feel like college,
Fairy
no.
tales.
I will tell you this: when I was a freshman in college, because the good and bad thing for me in college was, because I watched sports, because I played video games, I was always a dude's friend.
Oh, yeah.
Always, I was always like their homegirl.
Hey, I'll be the
Right.
first one to tell you, most of those dudes, they didn't like women as a whole because, damn.
What,
That's Nikolai G.
like they
That's a
were
Nikolai
like,
G compliment.
they,
Like,
were,
yo.
they were of a different persuasion.
No.
Yeah, they were on a separate team.
That's
They weren't quite Golden
that's not
State
true.
Warriors. They were kind of.
That's not
Don't.
true. Don't. It's definitely
Don't.
It's Pride Month, and I need you to stop.
Don't.
But that's not true. When I went to college, a lot of and we're gonna probably get into this with the colorism thing when we get to the later.
Wow.
But a lot of criticism I heard was either my skin tone or they didn't want to go black in general.
Because they knew
wait,
once they go
Sarah,
black, they not gonna come back. They want to
hold on.
explore the
But,
rest.
but they were also black, so it was fun.
Oh.
Well, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get
I
there.
was like, wait.
Now, look. Before you just say that, because I'll be the first one to say that, like, as I was coming up, I didn't want to just separate myself to just black women. I always knew I'd probably end up settling down with black women, but I did want to
She is black, guys.
Yeah, I wanted to explore the reading rainbow of women.
But
I was
okay,
stuck
look,
doing
we're gonna
it.
get there.
I was
I feel like
stuck.
we might as well just jump into that next.
We
We're already
might-
there.
Who knows? But I was
Yeah.
stuck with the other persuasion for like 8 years of my life, so that was just life.
Mm.
So I was just there.
So,
But we moved forward.
well, anywho, well, I mean, since we're pretty much going that direction anyway. So then the next thing, I sent Nikolai G like a video on. Did you guys hear about the Tory Lanez thing that happened? So I'll
Word.
explain.
Bring us in. Oh, story
So
time.
Tory. So Tory Lanez, thank you, Empress. So Tory Lanez came out and he was quote unquote championing for like dark skinned women in the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes out and he says that a music director was trying to swap out a dark skinned video model for a light one.
Mm-hmm.
And that Tory Lanez himself, jumped in and made sure that the dark skinned model stayed in his video, i.e. getting like the support of the black community, because like, oh yeah, you're helping out black women and you're not gonna sit there and let every light or mix, because you know, like, it's like an epidemic when it comes to the music industry where every star will either be super light skinned or what are they called, oh my god, what's the name of
Redbone?
no, not Redbone, where you don't know what their race is. I can't remember what's the name
It's
of
called
that.
a biracial.
Ambiguous?
Yeah, racially ambiguous.
Oh, okay. I
Oh,
was
okay.
like, wait.
So either like they're like super
T-shirt.
light skinned or they're racially ambiguous. So you don't know what they are.
Okay.
So like that's been like prevalent in the music industry where they all look like that. So Tory Lanez was coming out and saying like, no, I would fight for black women. I'm gonna make sure that there's a black woman that's chocolate and beautiful and is in my video. Because a lot of times in a music video, like at least from when I watch other videos, and even as I grew up myself, I remember when I grew up and I started growing up, like I had Brandy, I had Lil' Kim, I had Foxy
Wait,
Brown.
Lil' Kim
Before,
pre.
pre.
Yeah,
Or-
just had to preface.
You know,
Monica,
pre-
yeah,
Whitney's.
yeah, yeah.
Whitney
Monica,
before the
Whitney
crack.
Houston, yeah.
Right.
So where I
The
had
Browns,
women,
you
like,
know.
and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that light-skinned women aren't black. Like, I don't do that.
No.
But while we had light-skinned women like Faith Evans, no, we had
Mhm.
Brandy.
Yeah,
and
we
we
did.
had Monica.
Right.
And Monica's
Hey,
well,
hey.
yeah, but I'm saying, but like, as far as the color we had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Monica
Okay.
was more here, but
right,
we had
right.
Brandy.
I thought you
we
were
had,
talking about talent.
No,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
wait,
Whoa.
I love me
Word,
some Monica
word.
now.
Girl, first of all,
Okay.
that
This should have been, honestly, I wanted to hear some Monica Brandy beef tracks back in the day.
I
but,
always
like, yo,
was
I've
like-
always wanted to hear
When
that shit.
when me and my friends was like, we gonna do The Boy Is Mine, I always was like, can I be Monica?
Hey, that was the closest thing
But
we
you felt like
ever
Brandy
had.
wasn't ready for that shit yet.
But she won, but whatever.
She's like, you know what? I'm focusing on Moesha. Fuck y'all. Like,
And I mean, at the end of the day, she was making more.
she was making that
more than
bread.
Brandy.
Moesha was my
I mean,
shit.
she was making
though.
more than Monica.
Yeah, Moesha was my
Anywho,
shit.
like while we had like a Faith Evans and while we had Monica, we also had Brandy and we
Right.
had Whitney Houston and we
Yep.
had Lil' Kim.
Yep.
So everything, Foxy Brown, like we had the color, but it was fine. Then as I started getting older, I realized like there's Sierra,
Yep.
who is black
Yeah.
but doesn't look like me. Like not fully anyway. There's
She's brownish.
brownish,
She's brown.
but
She's
she's
like that
not.
burnt caramel color.
Yeah.
You know, but she's
Yeah.
not. She's not chocolate.
All right.
You had the Keisha Coles.
I had the Keisha Cole again.
Yeah,
You're black, but you don't look me fully.
Right.
Beyonce, who I'm Bayhive all day.
That's fine.
But again,
Kelly
like-
Rowland all day though.
yeah, and again, exactly like
Kelly, I've always wanted Kelly.
Kelly
to be star.
Rowland, guys.
Starfront.
Kelly.
If you never listen to anything or you want to believe how talented Kelly Rowland is,
girl.
go listen to "Comeback" by Kelly Rowland, and you'll thank me later.
Kelly,
Come
low-key,
back.
you've always been my motivation.
Kelly's the best.
Like not just motivation though, but that was
Motivation, that was
She's
cute.
always been.
That was cute.
Guys,
That was like motivation.
I will tell you this
Right.
right now.
I feel like my queen is black.
No, I
Oh.
didn't say she's
No,
not.
no.
No,
Absolutely.
understand what I'm saying. We're gonna get there.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that Beyonce's not black.
Never.
Beyonce made a
Would
whole
never.
Formation
Would never.
is gonna be my graduation
Would
song.
never. Lemonade had so much like African spiritualism and like all of that stuff through. No, would
And she had, like,
never
The thing
say that
I
she
love about
wasn't.
her is she had black dancers.
She
She
did.
had all of that.
I love that.
And when her father has, because her father
But
said
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
We got
Because
bars.
you have to
We got
understand. I'm
We
saying
got it. We got
we're
it.
not saying that these artists aren't black.
No, absolutely. they
Because
are.
I feel like that's another thing. Like
bars. We just
people
talking
feel
about
like
the color wheel.
yeah.
How
But
far are
anyway,
you to the left?
yeah. So anywho,
Paper bag.
like, but I will tell people again one more time. "Comeback" by Kelly Rowland. You're welcome. So anywho, you're welcome. I promise you, you're welcome. So anywho, but now as I got older, I was like, okay, Sierra, Beyonce, Keisha Cole, Rihanna, all of these girls fit this side of the color wheel. But not like and then all the people that fit our side of the color wheel will kind of get there, but then they fall off. Kelly Rowland got their fall off. Remember Jasmine Sullivan?
I was about to say Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh,
You
damn, what
read
happened to
my
her,
mind.
yo?
No, Jasmine's coming back though.
But
I'm
she's
so
coming. But
glad.
again, it's
I
like
ain't gonna bro, I
Jasmine
fuck with Jasmine.
She's
I fuck
coming
with
back.
Jasmine.
I
but
love
she
Jasmine
fell off,
Sullivan.
and it's like,
Mary
but
J. Mary
she
J was
fell
holding
off
down
Mary
for a long
J.
ass time though.
but Mary J. also,
No, Jasmine Sullivan fell off for a purpose. Like she took that break, but also
Whoa.
partially because of the weight thing. But she took it
Jennifer
off
Hudson.
but again, but Jennifer Hudson, while she's big in movies,
right,
music wise, because she was doing music for a while,
right,
and it was like she could not
yeah.
break through.
And
Mhm.
Mary always takes her break when she's happy. Mary was happy for a good minute. And then whenever her and her husband got through whatever, that's whenever the good
Hey,
Mary
but
came
listen-
Oh,
back.
yo,
It's the
hold
same
on,
thing
no,
with
no, no.
Keisha Cole.
Hold on,
It's the
before we
same-
go forward, I just want to shout out the husband. One of the few out there that managed to finagle the system to make the opposite happen.
We're not
where
talking about that.
he
right?
has to get paid alimony.
So anyway, let me finish
Anywho.
up this Tory Lanez
Go ahead.
before we get back. So Tory Lanez pretty much was saying that he was fighting for this dark skinned model who, if you guys ever see her, she's beautiful.
Mhm.
She's gorgeous. Like she has the most beautiful skin I've ever seen. Like she's just like,
Like
even
Tika, like Tika something?
yeah, like girl, she's gorgeous. Face, like she's just beautiful. Like I don't even want to sit there and like be like, because I hate when people say, "Oh, your skin's so beautiful." I'm like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
She is beautiful.
Right, absolutely.
So that model ends up calling Tory Lanez out.
Mm.
So because a lot of people on like Instagram and Facebook, they were like praising him, like, "Oh
Right.
my God, thank you for like sticking
Thank you
up
for
for us."
doing this, blah, blah,
Exactly. So this model, I guess, kind of finally got tired of the fact that he was taking credit for something he didn't do.
blah. Ooh.
So she comes out and she's like, "No, he didn't do anything." Come to find out, she says that Tory Lanez, because it was two models, her and a really, really racially ambiguous light skinned model.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out that Tory Lanez, after seeing her in the shot,
Mm-hmm.
was the one that called the light skinned girl in the shot. The reason that the dark skinned girl was in it was not because of Tory Lanez, but because of the director that Tory Lanez was saying was kicking the dark skinned girl out.
Oh, so he wanted to take credit.
But he didn't do it. The director, who was white, by the way,
Ooh.
the director is the reason she was in it.
Wowzers.
Mm.
The director and her were friends, and the director was like, "Hey, come be in the video." Tory Lanez wanted the light girl in the video, and the director kept the dark skinned girl in. Like, Tory Lanez didn't kick her out,
Right,
but Tory Lanez did bring in that light skinned one.
right.
So the director's the reason she got to stay.
That's disgusting.
You know what?
I'm not shocked.
I will say this though, because I was actually listening to this. Because as y'all know, I'm a big basketball fan. It's probably my favorite sport of all time. Then football. Shout out Eagles winning the title this year. Knicks, figure that shit out. But I will say this. There was a documentary that I not even a documentary. They was having a show, and they had like all the NBA legends that was kind of talking about shit like, you know, the next wave. So you got to think about it like this. With that whole like ambiguous thing, back in the day, it was a bunch of dark skinned brothers that would make it to the league, become famous, and that's what we saw. those dark-skinned brothers, they ended up mixing in with white women and creating a whole batch of light-skinned babies.
Mm-hmm.
So this next generation that
We got
came
the
in
Steph Currys.
to and they created Steph Curry. So what I'm saying is, but this next generation that came in, like they're expecting that because between those, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they made some beautiful children. Like if black and white would really put our beef away from each other, we make some beautiful children together.
I'm not
I
gonna
get-
get into that.
I'm not going
Word.
to touch that one, but
Look, this whole like your whole feeling about it, but at the end of the day, I do feel like they are beautiful. I'm not saying
I
that
didn't say that they're
I don't
not.
yeah, I don't feel like they're more beautiful than
Steph
others.
Curry's still black though, right?
and the
He is
thing
still
is, though,
black.
but you know
Dad
what's
is still
hilarious
black.
about the Steph Curry
He's
thing?
Haitian.
A lot of his mom is Haitian.
Don't say that. My man is gonna be.
But my
yeah,
thing
yeah.
is, look, his mom is Haitian.
Yeah. I know.
But the thing, and what kills me is the mother,
Yeah.
his mom, who you would never. She tells you she's black.
Mm.
There was actually a white lady that went on Steph Curry's sister's Twitter, and Steph Curry's sister came out and said, well, one thing that annoys all of them is when people are like, well, what are you? And she's like, I'm black.
Yeah.
And they're like, but with what? Oh, with black. Like, I remember a white
Like,
woman
you
went on
can't
her
have-
thing and she's like, what do you guys mix with?
Yeah.
Oh, she was like, oh, thank you for asking that question. Black with black.
Right.
Yeah.
And she just was like, and this is why like I try very hard not to get at light skinned people
Mhm.
because I'm not light enough to be told, what are you?
Mm.
So I imagine when you are black and you have to hear people like my mom, you saw my mom.
Yeah.
My mom has green eyes
Yeah.
and is super light.
Yeah.
And she literally goes and my mom will get mad because people come up to her and speak Spanish. Or people come up to her and be like, well, what are you? And my mom will literally go and say, I'm black till my heart is black. Because my mom will always say she feels like she has to prove she's black.
Which is the worst thing
Yeah.
because there's like so many African tribes or
Oh, there's
just tribes
100%.
all over the place. Blonde, they got blue eyes,
Yeah.
everything. Like genetically, we're just amazing.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that like, look, we came from that generation where dark skinned brothers is running it.
Mhm.
And then we even have this joke amongst ourselves in the culture, light skins are making a comeback.
Mhm.
Low key, I mean, we got the Drakes of the world, we got the Chris Brown, Steph Curry done changed the NBA as a whole. You
Chris
know what I'm
Brown.
saying? Like,
Just
so
the
when I'm,
FYI, guys, if you didn't listen to Indigo, you're welcome.
I'm still running through the album. Shit
It's amazing. I played it 4 times for her. Like, go ahead. Woo, that's a black.
I'm not a Chris Brown fan, so
I love it. It's amazing.
I like 4 songs. All right, so
I literally only
I
dislike
like
one
4
song.
songs.
I just feel like what's wrong with us, and that's what
Yeah.
scares me the most because
And I can understand.
yeah, but I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I think, like I said, like with that whole mix that happened, like, okay, so this new generation, they're gonna obviously be lighter because that old generation was blacks that made famous, mixing with white women, and of course that's gonna make a bunch of ambiguous light skinned babies. Like Blake Griffin, his dad is black,
Oh, but
but him and his brother, you couldn't tell.
No,
They
you
look
know,
like
you
gingers.
knew Blake was
you
black.
you know
You
he's
know
black.
Blake has black in him.
You
I know he was
does.
black in him, but he looked like a ginger.
He
All
is
right.
a ginger though, but that's
Exactly.
What
I don't
happens.
trust.
All right.
Ginger, live your life.
But okay, but understand.
But what I'm saying is like, yo, so this whole generation of newbies have come in. So now it's the ideology that if you don't look like that, then you're off. You're not like with the times, and the times are saying that light skin is in.
Mhm.
But this whole thing is those light skinned women, they get with extremely dark skinned brothers, and we start bringing a comeback of the brown. The brown skin stay within brown. Like I think between generations, it's gonna flip over and over just off preference because these famous people, they have different ideologies than you and me. It's just regular. It's like, yo, I'm just enjoying life as a whole, not trying to focus on exactly what race I'm messing with. I mess with Asians, whites, Pakistani, like Indians before. They're awesome. But at the same time, I knew at the end of the day what I wanted to end up settling with. These entertainers that are going out, they feel like
By
they have more.
settling.
What?
By settling.
Thank you. I'm so
Like,
glad.
I'm not settling.
Because you
No,
said
I wanted to read in Rainbow.
Because faithful as his option.
Yes.
So
That's what,
understand this.
Yeah.
like, maybe not settle. Maybe settling
Isn't
down
the right
with.
word. Yes.
Oh.
That would be better.
Yeah.
rather
Okay.
than
I mean, if
settling.
that's how you feel, me personally, and the conversations that I have with my fellows that are of the same generation of me, like it was never that. Like whoever we settled down with was who we settled down with.
Mhm.
Whoever I had the best connection with.
Mhm.
By the end of the day, I knew for a fact that when I was coming up, I wanted to test a reading rainbow. I wanted this. Like there was at one point, me and my boys would look at a map of the entire world, and we would say, I messed with a girl from that country, that country, that country. I would like that country, and we would go from there. That's what we did. We were great networkers. We can find these countries. All right, like, and you went to Horn Dog High with me. It was a freaking plethora. It was the United Nations in one. So you had all the opportunity to literally go from Ukraine to Turkey to every single little country in
and
Russia.
The cool thing was being a black girl that had the passport, so you would go from like one to the other.
Mm.
So anywho, now I hear that, and I'm going to tell you right now. While I'm not calling what you are talking about bullshit, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you from a girl's perspective.
Okay.
How it went for me. I went to my college, University of New Haven, hoot hoot.
Mm.
And yeah.
You were in Connecticut too?
Yeah, I was in New Haven. So
30 minutes, yo. 30
Wow.
I know, right?
and yet I never went to visit y'all.
What?
Like not till the end, but anyway, that's not the point. Listen.
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, you was going by then.
I was
Yeah.
once.
So
I'm old.
this is how my introduction into the world of this happened. Because I had grown up in Brooklyn, where colorism for me really wasn't super prevalent. Like it was like, black guys, whatever. Like, you dated good. When I went to UNH, I remember specifically I'm going and I'm seeing all these black guys. I'm seeing guys that look like me. And I went to the basketball game to our school. Now our basketball team was, I don't know how it is now UNH, so don't kill me. When I was there, it was trash. The basketball team was trash. So,
If I don't make a bracket for you, I just assume you.
no, I mean, it was trash. Like I
You know what March is.
I love enough sports to know that we were trash.
Mm.
So I met a couple of the basketball players, and I would talk to them. Because I know enough about I don't know everything, but I know enough about the game and we could dialogue. So they'd be like, "Oh no, you mad chill, you mad chill." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." But then you would constantly see the basketball players, black as midnight, or come from the hood or whatever.
Mm.
They would either go for light skin, Hispanics, or whites. They would never ever, except for no, this is my story.
I know. I was raising my hand.
They would never ever touch any of the black girls. Or if they did, it would just be for like a night, and then they would go off. Or I remember this one basketball player who was super cute. He was dating a black girl.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was an issue. Like he complained about everything. Mind you, we're in college. She went to the club too much. She would only go on a Thursday because it was Thirsty Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
She was studying too much. Well, we're in school. What the fuck?
Right.
She didn't spend enough time with him. She yelled too much. Like all the stuff that black men say to white women to make it sound like they're better,
Right.
which annoys me about black men. Certain black men that literally sit there and will put down a black girl to make a white girl feel better about herself. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Just tell her you want to be with her.
Right.
There's no need to put us down to make her feel better about herself. She's white. She didn't need you.
No.
She rules the
feels
fucking
better
world
about herself
anyway.
As it is.
She didn't need you to tell her that she was better than us.
Right.
So like you doing that just validated her fucking ego. But anywho,
Wusa.
Felt like coming from deep, but what
but
I
anywho,
look,
but
what I will say is that though, like one, I will say, as you said, these are brothers that's coming from the hood, and let's be honest, the hood, in general, you will see a certain population that is not as open as the channels they are now have access to. Can we agree to that at least?
I can agree to
Okay,
that.
so what I will say is, it's not 100% that we just like because I've had the same conversation with these dudes. These dudes is cool, and play a little ball with them, whatever. But like, it's not 100% that it's just they're putting down the black woman. It's just like I said,
But they were.
It's given the opportunity to test the rainbow. Like, there's a whole plethora of women of different background, race, culture, and for a lot of dudes that I speak to anyway, like, our main focus is, especially when we're just kind of testing the waters, is just finding and realizing, one, what we like, two, testing the waters, three, I can almost get an idea of your culture by messing with your women.
So let me throw this one at you.
Okay.
Remember that guy I was telling you was complaining about the black girl doing all this shit?
Yep.
Same black guy. Dated a white girl.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Set. When I say she was embarrassing him, when I say I remember the same guy who complained about his girlfriend getting mad and yelling at him in the dorm, in private.
In private. Okay.
He would literally come on and be like, fuck her. This white girl, I remember he came in from the club and she was in a quad.
Oh my
She
God.
embarrassed that motherfucker in the quad.
In his defense, could have been the coach's daughter. You got to keep peace.
No,
All right,
I knew
like,
she was. She was a nobody. And you know what he did? You know he legitimately said sorry to her in front of everyone? The same guy that complained about a black girl yelling at him in a room in private and made that whole shit public. He literally was like, baby, I'm so sorry. In the middle of the choir. I remember I lost all respect for him.
Also,
If it makes you feel any better, we complain about women in general.
All right, but no, he thought house mistress rules was still in. He was over here.
Okay, look.
Man,
I'm not
I'm sorry.
Again.
No.
I've been telling you for the longest.
No.
Black men don't cheat. I can only speak for black men.
All right,
You
we
Black
out of
boys
that.
are 100% different.
He didn't cheat.
Yeah, but what
Out
I'm
of
saying
that.
is black boys is a whole different. I can't follow their
You
philosophy.
understand what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. And you can't sit here and tell me, I'm sorry, I have to go off real quick on a tangent and then we're going to bring it back.
Come back.
You can't sit here and tell me black men don't cheat when I just told you the story about my whole situation. Like, you can't.
He
Hey,
said
that-
that was a black boy.
That was a black boy. I can't control
Oh,
him.
so you're talking about men versus boys?
Yes.
Oh, that's cute. Go ahead.
That's different. Alright, so I will say, alright, so we talking about all this race shit, but at the end of the day, you ever deaded a dude over his body? Like, cause I seen an article the other day, dad bods is in. Fellas, we don't have to get the 6-pack no more. The keg is fine. The only 6-pack we need is Corona and Bud Light. You know what I'm saying?
So
We get
let's
some
talk about
IPAs in
this
this
now.
bitch. So, now I have a question for you. Like,
Misogyny.
IPA.
it's not misogyny.
It is.
It's
Look,
misogyny.
it's not misogyny.
So
Look,
misogyny.
dad bods are in. Like,
For men?
you just have to get used to it. You can be a little soft,
I'm gonna let
and
you
some dudes they can have a little bit of the
That's
the
my
tummy
fat
over the belly,
man.
a little fat. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
ahead, you can take this.
All right, first
How do y'all feel about that?
here's the thing. There are a bunch of different types of men in the world. Some of them are like muscular, but also like kind of chunky. Like that happens as a thing.
Word. I'm skinny fat. I know that.
There you go, as long as you admit it. The fact of the matter is, I have issues because like dad bods are in, that's cool, but if I were to wear some mom jeans and you saw that little fupa or that little pouch, then it's a problem.
Oh, you're disgusting. Go to the gym. What the hell are you doing? Why is that out? Oh, you trying to attract a man with that? Oh,
Why
really?
did you wear that
Why'd
out
you
the
wear that
house?
out the house?
All of this
You know what
stuff.
your shape looks like. Ew. Is that fat rolling over the jeans?
No.
Or better
thank
yet, you know like how men could go out in their like, swim shorts and they can have a
Mhm.
stomach and everybody's
Yeah.
like, ooh, that's dad
They'd be
bod.
like, okay, that's cool, that's cute.
A woman goes out there with a couple rolls on her and it's like, ew.
It's like World War III. Like it's a whole situation. And
It's
I
a
don't-
mood.
All right. First off, I will be the first one to say that
Go ahead,
majority.
Remember, you're one man sitting
Yo,
here.
I
with
am
a
one man and I ain't afraid. I ain't
All
afraid.
right,
I
now.
stepped up.
Okay.
I got my new shirt. All right.
All right,
Represent for the
I'll
offsets of the world.
Oh my God! All right.
Yo, like, look, I will be the first one to say, look, with dad bods in, and the men that you were describing,
Mm-hmm.
I know that there are boys out there that believe what you think is true.
A lot more boys than men.
But I will say that every man does have a preference.
Okay.
Now, me, myself, I have a preference of thick women. I love that your assets be enlarged to the point that you walk into a
Assets
room.
being large.
Damn right. That your assets be enlarged to the fact that you walk in a room and motherfuckers got to break their neck real quick. Like, god damn, that's you? Hell yeah. Now, but I understand what comes with that. And again, in my circle, we talk about this and, each one of my boys are also into thick women. The ones that are actually wifed up and have wives and girlfriends. Yeah, they have extraordinary assets that we enjoy.
Mhm.
But what comes with that we know is the thickness and the softness that comes with the body that we look for. This might be a little fupa. Like, I 100% understand that, and we accept that. Like, but I know there's dudes out there that also like the idea of, and I'm not trying to disrespect no female, but the skinny chicks with the body that, I looked like when I was 12 years old. Like, and there's dudes that are more focused on that, and those are the people that have the ideology. So if you got a little something peeking, a little roll or something, a little stomach over the belt line type shit, they gonna come at you and they gonna tell you something different. But however, the male with the actual preference, I think it's actually physically impossible if you think about it, that she can be super thick without a little something extra.
That is physically impossible.
May
but
I
the fact,
do this and you jump behind me?
Hit it.
Please.
Again.
I want you to tag team me on
we
this
go
one.
back to yeah.
All right, now.
So we need another dude.
Now, Nikolai G,
What's
understand this. I have the utmost respect for you, because I know you enough to know that this is true. And I've also known the men that you are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I said, like I said, jump in when I'm done with this.
Sure.
They're married. So
Yeah.
that
Not
means
all of them. Not all of them.
they're married or in
Some.
committed relationships. Can we agree?
Not even all of them.
Nigga, whatever.
We'll go with some.
We'll go with some. The ones that I know you're talking about are either
Sorry.
married or in committed relationships.
Or they're just hoes, but they
Can-
have a
can
preference.
Quantify.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just
some.
letting you know.
I'm talking about the ones
Oh,
that I'm
sorry.
talking about.
Okay.
They're either in committed relationships or they're married.
Yes.
And I've come to this because I've seen it at my job as well. I work with old and young people. The men that are married and literally have seen their wives give birth. And I remember this one guy. He was he was so sweet.
Can I defend that real quick?
Wait,
I didn't finish.
Okay, you're right.
Wait.
I just want that
Hold
little
on.
thing. The
Hold
ones
on.
that you are affiliated, they
Can
are.
I?
I'm just saying, they're freshly married. They haven't had babies or nothing.
But
I'm just saying.
I
I just
wasn't
want to
Alright,
throw that out.
alright.
like I wasn't done yet.
No, go finish.
Hold on.
So the ones that are married, the ones that are in committed relationships, and I'll bring up one coworker as an example. His wife was super skinny, like gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
She had a baby,
Mm-hmm.
and she had a really rough pregnancy. Gained weight. She had preeclampsia. Like she had a lot going on.
Yeah.
So because she was bedridden for so long, and she had a lot of recovery time,
That's actually something we're going to get into later, hopefully.
Yeah,
I have
hopefully.
something to say about that. Go.
she had a long recovery time. She ended up gaining weight that she didn't lose right away. Because once you have the baby, the fupa is there.
Yeah.
So he was so I remember he showed pictures and one guy at the job got punched in the face.
Mm.
He did. But he was very rude and disrespectful.
Okay.
Because he showed a picture of his wife.
Mm.
Now I knew what she had gone through.
Yeah, of course.
So I knew of course she was fatter than she was. But I also knew the woman had preeclampsia. I knew
Right.
the woman couldn't get up.
Right.
Like when he showed the picture, she had actually was just allowed off of bed rest after
Oh.
having the baby because she had ripped too.
I wouldn't be mad. Like, don't
Yeah.
take a picture of me at that point.
But I mean, the thing about it is for him, that
I'm
was his
sorry.
wife.
Right.
So
okay,
he
I
wasn't
understand.
ashamed of her.
Right, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
one of the guys at the job, trying to be funny, one of the younger guys,
Yeah.
he was like, "Yo, that's your wife. What the hell happened to her?" He punched the shit out of her.
As he should.
As he
As
should.
deserved.
As
he should.
So then, at work, you can't really assault someone else. But we
Right.
all defended him. Like, no, he deserved that
He
shit.
did.
And the guy was like,
Literally.
my wife is still beautiful to me to this day.
That's
Because
wonderful.
what she went through to get our kid here,
And
she
that's
can
the
take
thing,
as
that's
much time.
our
But
kid.
that's a man
Absolutely.
that
That's a man,
understands
yes.
that
Yes.
my wife looks like this because she went
Yes.
through hell.
Absolutely.
But for every man, that's why I said I wasn't coming for you. For every man like that, there are men that want,
There are boys like that.
there are boys, okay, that want that whole, you got a big ass and big hips and big breasts, but your waist looks like this.
Well, good luck.
Where I'm dead ass like, that is impossible. Want to know why? I have had thick thighs since I was 7. So that's how
I can attest to that.
I have had big thighs my whole life. I've been called thunder thighs. I've been called everything. Why? Because
I
my
said that
legs
shit.
match my ass. I have thick legs and I have a big ass.
Hey.
I could work out until I am blue in the face, and these thighs will still be here.
But you know what? Why lose them?
Because the thing about it is because everybody goes for this Instagram model look where I'm like, I'm not going to
First
get
off,
surgery.
The Instagram model look is a bit too much because more than half the time they got a
It
big
is
butt
well
with
paid
small
for.
waist.
And they
But,
look like this.
but their thighs don't match their butt.
Because their thighs look like this, like the Kim Kardashian thing with the chicken legs and the diaper booty.
That's awful. That's awful. Awful.
So like I was saying, one, if that's the dudes that you talking about that's giving you such a problem, you're dodging a bullet every single time. Because as I said, me, my circle, and the individuals that I try to include in my circle or at least have acquaintance with. The gentlemen.
The gentleman.
You know, that should be the name of your group now.
See,
The gentlemen.
I don't know why
The
I did that because I know
gentleman.
most of those dudes, but
Yeah.
No, but you know
the
what's funny now?
gentleman.
Now you know if they say that was your trademark.
That was my
We're the
fault.
gentlemen.
It's my fault.
But the thing about Nicolette G is men like you are harder
yeah.
and harder to come by. And 9 times
Absolutely.
out of 10, most of y'all in relationships. Because a girl
Right.
saw that shit,
And
snatch
they're
that up.
Cool. Let's
Now
go
you're
right
not going nowhere. Ah! Like,
Right.
because it's really hard being out there. And again, I co-workers because I spend almost all of my time at work. Because if I'm not at work, I'm either with you guys or I'm sleeping.
That's
Yup.
how it goes.
So,
Adulting.
adulting
Adulting.
is this right here.
Adulting.
On those
So-
goddamn Mondays.
I had one coworker. I will not throw names out here. So
Because
he
that was us.
comes and he says to all of us, "Oh, I can't stand how these Instagram, like how these girls look. These are real girls,
Mm-hmm.
girls on my job that, and I understand why they did it. So I will not, you know, I mean, I've said it on the podcast, guys, but I will get real here as well. I had lipo done. I had saddlebags.
It's life, man.
Yeah, I had
That
saddlebags
happens.
on my legs. I hated them. I hated them. So my parents were very nice.
Why are you
and
listening?
I thought you wanted that.
Who does? All right, sorry.
I'm
No.
just letting you ginger.
it's fine. That could be a blooper somewhere.
It'll be a blooper because I'm like,
You
wait.
see this? I'm trying
And
to
I
be a good
hated it.
host.
I've hated it for, and Nicolette G can attest. Like you kind of came after, but Nicolette G, I hated them for a very long time,
I gave her nothing but compliments, y'all.
and I hated them anyway. My parents were
I
nice
support the
enough-
I
movement.
barely know what saddlebags are.
Oh, it's like, you know, the parts of your legs that stick out.
I love that. That's more hippage.
No,
Yeah.
to me it was because I look like a trapezoid in a dress.
Oh,
So my parents were nice enough, and they paid for me to get
that's
liposuction.
wonderful.
Yes. So it wasn't like I got lipo to literally suck out all the fat. It was literally
Mm-hmm.
just to round out. Like, I still have hips. Like, my grandma
Right.
blessed me enough.
As
But-
long as you ain't getting no reduction.
No, I didn't get a reduction. I didn't.
Damn right. Because
I didn't get a
I would have cut you
reduction.
for that.
I didn't get a reduction. I didn't get a BBL, although the doctor was trying to push it. Anyway,
Listen.
but I also know, and Dominique, you can speak on this as well. I know so many girls. Like when you hear about the deaths that are happening with the going to get lipo and stuff like
they
that.
do stupid stuff like go to the Dominican Republic
I get it, but I also
And
understand.
drink they liquor.
or Mexico.
Oh, okay.
You pulled it somewhere
You-
different. I'm just talking about the surgical.
You're
I'm
going
just
in.
talking about the surgical.
But I'm saying like the pressure
Mm-hmm.
that girls are under now to look like that.
Yeah.
So it's just literally like when I heard my coworkers say, "Oh, I hate how crazy these girls look," because a lot of girls at my job, you know, we get work bonuses. I,
Mhm.
you know, pay my tuition. They, you know, they got because like I said, my parents paid for my lipo. Thank you, mom and dad.
Oh, bonus.
Thanks, mom and dad.
Like, you know, I realized that sounded really privileged there.
Yeah.
But I
Take
did.
your privilege at the door.
Take it.
But my parents paid for it because they knew how much I hated it and they paid for it. Anyway,
That's wonderful.
but I know a lot of girls that went and they got BBLs, they got liposuction done, they got it so that their waist can be super, super tiny.
First, I'm not gonna lie. After I have my children,
I will
I'm
get a
going to
mommy
Florida.
surgery. I will get
I'm
a
going
mommy
to
surgery.
Florida for like 2 weeks,
Dr.
and nobody's
Right.
gonna stop.
Dr. Salama girl, because that's where I would go for my
I
mommy
know
surgery
some
if I could
people.
afford it.
Well, with
Follow
my
on
body, like I talked to my best friend about it. I do have like a lot of insecurities because people like, even though that I'm skinny, I still have
But you don't have all the assets that you want.
I still have insecurities with my body. Like I feel like I'm way too skinny,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like how I look sometimes. I feel weird because I eat so much. And my best friend was like, "Why do you always think
And
like
guys,
that?"
I can
'Cause-
attest
Girl,
to
when
this.
you turn
This
30,
girl, Niam,
but
Word. She could beat me in a buffet any day
and
of
she
the week.
will, and she'll come out looking like that. But
I
but
wish I
that's
had
like
that.
I've heard my
But
sister
Lord
say like,
knows.
but I want a big ass, and because again, everybody's going for everybody's going for this Fashion Nova
Yep.
Kardashian look.
I mean, I'll buy stuff from Fashion Nova, but I don't look like those.
I don't
girls.
look like those girls.
Look.
I'm sorry.
And they do that purposely to fuck with y'all so y'all pay more to do all the shit that you're doing. You know that, right? Like, this is advertising at its best
And
for
while
you to feel this way.
There might be
Right.
a random girl or like a small population of women that naturally look like this.
That's a small.
That's a
population.
small population.
And
So
Majority will
Lord
pay for
bless
it.
y'all.
Believe
Bless
me.
y'all that do.
Yeah.
that coworker that
Yeah,
I was
facts.
talking about,
I follow him
He-
on Instagram. I know they pay for it, though.
Well,
please remember that you just said that.
as long
He's
as you know.
complaining about the women at my job who got the surgery done. Now, some of them look crazy.
Oh,
Some of them look okay. But the whole point is they're all trying to fit this ideal
right.
that is out there in the world. So all I said to him was like, "Oh, I hate this. What happened to natural looking sisters? I want natural looking girls." So I said,
You
"Okay."
don't sit there and say all that.
Yeah, mind you. So
bullshit.
all I said, "Yo, can I see your Instagram?"
Right.
That's all I said.
Whoa,
And
whoa,
yeah,
whoa, whoa.
yeah.
Wait a
And then
minute,
he
wait
was
a
following
minute.
X,
All
Y,
these
Wait a
my
minute.
Instagram models that look
Yeah.
crazy.
Time
All
out.
right.
Time out.
Go ahead.
They on Instagram, one. I ain't
So?
in they DMs, alright?
I can't prove.
But that doesn't mean that's not what you're like.
It's not what I'm looking for,
you're
but do I
idolizing
love the
you.
scenery?
Sure.
Fuck yeah.
And you're
Like-
you're
So, like, can you
idolizing
explain-
it.
okay, can
You're
you
like,
explain that to me only because I took it as I was like, so you're gonna kill these girls, and please explain it because I
Okay.
don't know. you're gonna kill these girls for trying to look like what you're following on Instagram. This is where the pressure comes from. But please explain to me what you were saying.
Okay, I'll explain that. Look, I follow some dope chicks on Instagram. Beautiful.
And they
But-
claim that their bodies are like that.
No, I know
From the
that.
gym.
I'm
From
not
the
even lying.
gym?
I know
From the
that.
gym?
I'm
Oh,
100%
oh
no.
wait, my butt is big because of squats.
Get out of here! Stop it!
Look.
Stop it! You went to
My
the
butt is big.
doctor.
My butt's big because of Curry got that oxtail.
Look, there's a lot of individuals of this day and age that don't understand that fact, that those bodies are paid for.
That's true.
I am one of the older generations that we
That gets
appreciate.
it, okay.
That know for a fact that body was paid for.
Right.
However, am I a fan of great imagery? Yes. Would I
Yeah.
slide in these chicks' actual
You
DMs?
better not.
No.
I'd knock you out.
Well, no. Let's
But what I'm
talk,
saying
let's talk to Nikolai G as if the fiance doesn't exist.
Okay.
Word. Even in my great
Sep-
networking days.
Right.
All right.
I
like that. We're calling it networking.
Yo.
I'm stealing.
No, I'm seriously saying like this could be a dude that watches this and goes, "That's what I'm gonna call it now."
100%. You
You
not
about to
being
get-
a hoe.
you
You
about to
just
get
met
a
a lot
whole-
of people. You networking.
You about to get a whole bunch of dudes in trouble.
Word. Now look. Now as a great networker that I want.
Maybe I'm networking. He's like, okay, honey.
Okay, get you that job, baby, because we about to come out.
Yeah,
And
damn
she gotta
right.
be like, damn right.
I'm about to
No,
come.
sweetheart.
Oh.
Oh,
Alright.
God.
So.
Oh,
Alright. So anyway,
Okay.
as a great networker that I once
We
was.
went
We did.
I'm not trying to slide into their DMs because I know for a fact what it is. Would I try to have one night with them? If given the opportunity, fuck yeah. I'm not
Watch you
stupid.
burst a booty.
The Chris
cheek,
Brown
like
rule.
you
But
just
that's what I'm
burst
saying.
that.
I also know that because for my dudes out there that actually watch the Spike Lee Netflix
I was
series,
getting ready to say, did you see
she gotta
it?
have
She
it.
gotta have
Yeah, yo. She fell and bust her booty.
Shamika sure did.
Yo, she bust
She sure
her
did.
booty.
She bust that booty cheek. And
Look,
she was
I am
getting ready to
100%
have all
okay with that.
types
Like,
of poison.
I am one of the few that, don't get me wrong, I like to look at Nicki Minaj. But end of the day,
You know Nikki did buy.
I know what Nicki is, and I know that I can't treat her like I would a natural woman. I gotta be delicate.
My question is,
And I was-
with looking at Nicki Minaj, though I love Nicki,
But that's also why I
do.
respect Cardi B. I respect
Wait.
Cardi B for coming out and saying no.
Oh, okay.
I respect Cardi B in that aspect. For whoa, you.
'Cause I was like, wait,
It's a
'cause we
booty.
all know Cardi done.
But no, but Cardi
She said it
comes out
herself,
and
yeah.
said it,
she did. She did.
which is
she
why I
did,
respect
she
it.
did.
Cardi came out and legitimately said.
I mean, if we're gonna go that far, Nicki
'Cause we-
didn't have to say it. We can look at her before
We
and
can-
after
But the
and
thing
know
is, and
goddamn
you
well.
want to know why I
Obviously.
have an issue? You want to know why I have a problem? It's because I have a legitimate issue with the fact that Nicki will come out and be like, because I remember Nicki's older shit,
Yeah.
where she would be like, I'm in the gym doing scissor kicks, and I'm in the, and
Stop it.
I'll be like, Nicki.
Yeah. Look, I'll be the first one to say.
Yeah, we
Like,
just
but I will say,
stadium
there's
pitching
dudes
the
out
Frank
there
and
that
that's
will
what-
take that are dumb enough to believe that that's all natural. Then there's dudes out there like myself, and believe me, I only really talk to people of my generation, if not older.
Mhm.
So these younger generation, we try to school them, but they're gonna live by their own philosophies. I can't help that shit.
True.
So if they decide to be like, nah, Nicki's natural, or whatever face who's out there that's beautiful is natural. Look, I'm not 100%, but I'm gonna go out on a limb, 95%, that J Lo is natural.
I do the only
To a point.
to a point, yes.
Yeah, like
To
J
a
Lo
point.
did a lot of work because when she was a fly girl, she was a little bit on the heftier side,
Yeah.
but not too hefty.
Yeah.
But if anything at all, she might have had a little bit of a lift. And
Which
again,
I'm cool with
that's
that.
still her fact.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen, understand this.
But I'm
and-
not saying. I
But
don't
I'm
know what
saying,
J-Lo's
but
done.
it's a generational gap. That's what I'm saying. So the dudes of today, if you wanna, put them in a box and say that this is you, I wouldn't surprise that. Plus, I can't speak for them,
Mhm.
but I will say for the individuals of me and my generation, like, we know.
Mhm.
Like, don't get me wrong. There's still gonna be some of us that says I don't give a fuck and still handle business. But there's gonna be some of us that's like, nah, I prefer the natural woman that I know is still soft and the way that I feel that fits my preference.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Understand this, and guys, only because I can't be, obviously I'm not gonna be hypocritical. If you get work done, look, if getting a BBL makes you feel better about yourself, girl, get that BBL.
Mhm.
If getting lipo because there's a problem spot, like hell, if you get lipo because working out annoys you and that helps you, get it. I don't knock anybody that gets surgery because if that works for you, that works for you. I'm not sitting here to be. I'm not sitting here to be judgmental. It's just I hate when I hear people that then comment on these girls.
Yeah.
And then make it sound like they did something wrong. Like they're going off of what society right now is telling them is sexy.
Look. You judging those inferences that you have is part of a whole generation that is part of this next generation that we can't control. We tried to father them, we tried to school them, we tried to give them knowledge, but they're gonna go the way that they're gonna go. And the generation after, and the generation after that, they're gonna do what they want to do. But for the generation that's actually in your generation that can,
we got a lot going on.
We got to talk about generations.
Generations are different. But what I will say, even though the dad bods are in, like I said, I and my fellows, we do respect the fact that if we like thick women, we gotta expect a poopa. If we like skinny women, then we gotta expect not real huge assets going on.
But see,
this is the expectations that you need to have for the preference that you hit.
But see, I respect that. That is being real.
I can only be that way.
But it's like I wish more men thought like you because that would make things so much easier. Like I like how you literally come out, and this is gonna be like my last thing. I like a woman with big ass and big tits.
Damn right.
So I know.
Can we cheers to that? First of all, love big titties and big ass.
I feel away.
But then there's men.
I feel away.
I mean, I told you.
No shots fired.
I told you, girl, if I could donate to you, I would.
Please do. Because
because
fund me.
It seems to be
go
like,
fund me booty cakes.
It seems to be like, bro, if I could give to you, I mean, it's the only thing that is one of the few things.
I'm the slim thick one of the crew, and I'm not with it.
But I do have, like I said, I have friends.
We were both called slim thick, but it was for different reasons. Because I remember somebody was like, when I was doing the, now that I can say it, thank God, the bridesmaid proposal, and I was called slim thick, but it was like, because it was like boom, boom, boom. It was like out, in. I'm
just slim thick.
Word. Look,
slim thick on the other side.
I just feel away. All I know is I have a waistline. That's all I know. That's all I know.
But it is what it is. But I'm like, saying today, like, these are the things that we worry about. Like, we getting older. And the problem is like, we getting closer to, now, me and you, we're in a generation that we're like, we hit a certain age, we should be a certain place. And if we're not there, then shit, we either need to get on the ball immediately or shit, did we fail? You have the question.
I'm feeling real better about this right now.
Me and you.
I want you to go.
Yeah.
I will go.
Yeah. Now, me and you stated that 30 was the age where you should know what you need to know. You should be able to be where you need to be. And you should be able to have a plan straightforward for the rest of your life. But 30 is the age where you're like, you should have it figured out. Do you agree with that shit?
And Dominic, I do want you to come in here.
Oh, please do. As a person that's 5 years off of this shit, how do you feel about 30?
Hold on a second. I want to hear you go last, but hold on.
I would love to hear.
I want to hear it all first.
The reason that I bring that up is because I want to set the go first because she's holding this in.
Ooh, bars.
The reason I bring that up is because, and I came off of social media, but even when I do the social media for the Monday Report, or I hear my friend, one of my best friends, love her. She was talking about becoming 30, and I was hearing her going off, and I was like, dude, like what? She's like, I'm 30. I didn't get my degree. I was like, well, that's your fault. I'm not married. I don't have babies. I don't live on my own. I'm a failure as an adult. And she just literally, I could see her mood drop, and I really was like, dude, but I want you to go first.
That makes me so sad.
Word.
Okay, so from someone that's actually 30 years old, and I'm getting ready to be 30 and a half
That's what we call it.
like a week.
You gonna stop counting birthdays yet?
I'm never gonna stop counting half.
You go ahead.
But people say that I look like 24.
Go ahead, girls. The black don't crack.
All right. So in being 30, I am a teacher. I do have my own apartment. I am not married. I don't have children. I have a lot of fur babies. I love dogs. But I think that it is because of the way that our generation is and the way that even the world is, people are getting married later. They're even moving out of their homes, like with their parents later, because you have, especially living in New York, God help us all.
God help us
you
all.
gotta save money and then move into somewhere decent.
That's why
And
I
that
left, y'all.
takes years. Fair enough. But, you know, Connecticut
Like,
is its own breed.
Bruh, when I
Yeah,
tell
you're
you,
right. He got his own
I'm,
problems. Got his own problems.
we are right now. I'm moving out 2020, and when I tell you it's a mood, like it's a whole mood. Like it took me, and I wasn't gonna do it until I got my master's, which I will be getting next May.
Welcome
but-
to the club.
Not yet.
Master-
I'm not there yet.
No,
I'm not
we
there
can-
yet.
You almost
Next-
there. You almost there.
next
Pregame.
May.
Pregame.
Toast to them.
No. I
Oh,
feel like
see, you don't want to
pre-master.
jinx it, right? I
Okay,
feel you.
see,
Yeah.
no
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
no cheer the masters till May when they're like, you
It's
are
all
officially
good.
a graduate. But
I
go ahead.
believe
Yeah, right. You don't
Actually-
want to jinx
I
that
actually
shit.
have a
Hell yeah.
special
Manifest.
bottle of Henny that's not down there. And I don't want to. I don't want to even crack it because it's an aged Henny,
Yup.
We gonna manifest.
and I don't want to drink it until I am a master. So go
100%
ahead.
We
get
gonna
it.
manifest.
100%
Okay,
get it.
So I actually do have my first master's degree, and I'm planning on going back for my second.
Because you are
becoming
going
a becoming a doctor takes
Yes,
way too much
ma'am.
time, and I have to be able to work and do my schoolwork. So I can't become a doctor because that whole thing is
Okay.
literally going
It's
to
a-
take
it's a whole
over
thing.
10 years for me to become a doctor and do full-time stuff. So I'm just going to go into counseling with a second master's and keep it moving.
Amen.
But I already have my first master's in education, obviously, because I'm a teacher.
Get it.
But the fact of the matter is that your journey is your journey. And that's so hard to remember, seeing so many people having babies and your ovaries start, seeing so many people getting married.
And you're looking around, especially when you're single.
And
I
you're
ain't do
looking
shit yet,
around.
right?
Either way, you don't think I'm sitting here like, in either case, committed relationship or not, you would be sitting there like, you're 30 and boom,
Where's
boom,
the
boom.
like? It's just so much pressure.
It's so much
put
pressure.
on being
It's pressure
30.
from not just your coworkers or your friends. And most of my friends are really good because like most of my friends are, you know, they're not married. They're in the same situation I am. They're on the come up, whatever else. And I support them 1,000%. But there are some friends that are married or they're having babies or whatever the case may be. And
And
I'm
it feels
like
they're so far
it
ahead.
feels like they're so far ahead. And I'm just like, oh Lord, here I am dealing with what I'm dealing with. And my life is fine. I might stress out, but like things are fine.
in the comparative.
In comparison, things are okay. Things are good. I'm here. But you also sit there and you think I 9-year-old Aset had a whole life plan.
Oh my
and I
God.
could probably find that board
Yeah.
for you.
9-year-old
17-year-old
set
Nicolai G had a life plan.
everything was.
Yeah.
First of all, 9-year-old set thought 25-year-olds were adults.
9-year-old Aset was like 25. We're getting married just like her parents. They've been married for over 30 years now.
Amen.
So 9-year-old Aset was like 25, you're getting married. 28, you're having your first child, like my mother had me.
You're
Then
gonna have, like, the
31.
white
Yeah,
picket
28.
fence
My
and-
mom had me at
28, first
22,
child.
so I'm like, I'm gonna beat that record. Don't
Well,
worry about.
My mom
Yo.
had me at 30, so
That's why I said 31, I'm having my second one. 33, I'm crapping out at 3. Like it's over and it's done with and I'm just having my children.
Ugh.
Now,
For me, it's just.
30-year-old Aset, no, ain't got no children.
But the way times have changed now, you being 30 and not having kids is not the death sentence used to be 15 years ago.
Tell my grandmother that.
Because like I literally I will tell you guys this.
Bob
my
waiting.
grandma.
Bob waiting.
And like I said, the reason I wanted Dominique to go last is because I wanted it to be like from the opposite side.
Right.
I've seen and it's literally like it's such an epidemic that Nicolai G and I talked about this. I've seen people like when people say depression is on the rise because people legit like they hit their 30s and
Yeah.
they stress themselves to death.
It's
like
true.
why don't I have that
Right.
job I'm supposed to have?
Yes.
Why don't I have a house yet?
Yep.
Why, like I've literally seen people get depressed and fall off the face of the planet
It's
because
okay.
it's like, why am I not where I'm supposed to be in life? Because 30,
Right.
I'm supposed to have it together.
Right.
And I bless the gods up above that I have friends like you guys, and I have really good parents that are like like you said, your journey is your journey.
Yep.
And our times are so different. I look at my parents
Absolutely.
because y'all have student loans. It is, and I live in New York City. I have just now hitting a financial stride where I'm like, okay, 2020 is my goal to have my own apartment. So hopefully by 2020, this production will be in my new place when Nicolai G comes to New York. But
I'll be here.
Visits. Never coming back.
no, I mean come.
I
Okay,
mean,
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
That's
Visits
fine.
New York. Sorry, I didn't know I had to separate the two.
Oh, I just wasn't sure what that meant.
But
I'll be here.
you'll
I'll be here.
I ain't never coming
Asep
back.
will be like a constant visitor drinking in my apartment.
Just talking shit, watching
You and
episodes
your
with us.
man.
Like, that's what y'all did? Oh, pass it.
But yeah, it's like I see so much pressure, and Nicholas, you can jump in after me, whatever.
Mhm.
There's so much pressure. Like I've seen people get depressed. I've seen people, and I don't talk about depressed like funny. I mean like full blown severe
medical
depression. Medical, like they have to go to therapy because in their mind at 30 they should have been somewhere completely different than where they are.
Mm-hmm.
One of my best friends, she legitimately is like, I don't have babies, I don't have a degree, da 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 da. And so I told her, I was like, dude, like it's okay. And she's like, well, that's different. You're about to get a master's degree. I'm like, yeah, I live with my parents. My love life is like this, like, babies right now to me are synonymous with like, like right now my life is just, I understand it's not